I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live. 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, you know? So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted.
Hey, we live in central Illinois. Our electric rates just went up 50%. My nephew has a ranch home that's probably 1,200 square feet, and his bill went from $260 to $560 in the last month. No difference in usage. The company just increased their rates 50%. So I'm curious if you have a similar home in a surrounding state, what you pay.
We don't live above our means. I don't know what less than paycheck to paycheck is. What is that? Poverty. As a registered nurse, with a husband, with a second income. He doesn't make as much as I do, but he still works.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation. I'm an American. I make $20-some an hour. A livable wage here is like 30-some. Yet I don't qualify for government assistance whatsoever. On the days I don't work, I'm so tired I just sleep all day. I'm an American. My electric bill is so expensive I sit outside in the heat because I can't afford to turn the AC on in the damn house. I'm an American, and I fear I'm just an average American. I'm living the American dream.
Hi everyone, I'm hoping that you're all doing well today and everything is just okay. So welcome to the channel. So ladies and gentlemen, we have both seen how most people would speak about the American dream and all that, but I tell you the case is not the same as we speak currently. A lot has been going on with Trump wanting to engage into war that seriously the United States of American citizens do not want to be part of it. And currently a lot of citizens have been coming forth and crying, or rather lamenting and voicing over the rise of living standards. Because you see, now in a household that each and every person works, still you find that these people cannot be able to sustain themselves. And this is about the inflation. Inflation is one of the key concerns that is really bringing down in most people, or rather most countries are really crying about inflation right now. And this is something that is coming to be of concern, because most of the time, as you have noticed, that at least now in America, I hear people working like a lot of maybe they could be doing like 2 shifts, or maybe having 2 jobs at the same time, which doesn't happen to other countries. In other countries, one job is able to sustain you like for the rest of the month. You could pay your electrical bills, you could buy food and all that. But that is not the case with most people in America right now, as people are saying that the inflation is so high that they can barely afford to eat even a 2-meal day, you see. And we're talking about a household that the father, or rather the mother, the husband and the wife, both of them are working. And what do you think is causing this? Because America has been one of the most greatest nation that people barely cry about, you know, these things. And currently this is not the same. This is not the same case, because it's really getting worse to a point that people are not really getting it. People are very agitated, and they're questioning the government to be of concern, or rather to raise these particular issues that are not settling well with them. So, and at the same time, you know, it becomes very difficult when you are paying taxes and you can barely afford to live, because I believe like taxes are so high in most parts of the world, and America is one of them as well. And this is something that is so much of concern that should be looked into. A lot of people have come forward and they're explaining how they cannot afford to live anymore and all that. And you can imagine, especially with a family that have kids and all that, kids need like really special attention, because kids, you know, as an adult you could try, maybe you could eat like 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, it doesn't really matter. But as kids, to families that have kids, I can barely imagine what they're going through during this difficult time. And ladies and gentlemen, just in case maybe you're in America, how is the situation for you, and how are you curbing the situation, and what could be the rise of this high inflation? Because in most spaces, or rather in most countries, you'll realize that the government could be mismanaging the taxes. What do you think? And just in case you're new here, my name is Yvonne. Thank you for coming across my channel. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much. To my new subscribers, you are welcome to being part of my online family. Until next time.